At 3:13 a.m., a garbled Mayday crackled through the radio towers of the U.S. Coast Guard in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Mayday, this is June Marie. Engine failure, heavy seas, coordinates. Then, silence. No location, no follow-up, just a final breath over static. The message came from a 62-year-old fisherman named Captain Ray Walker. The Atlantic Ocean tried to erase him that night, but Ray Walker didn't vanish quietly. He fought back. What followed was one of the most shocking and unbelievable ocean survival stories in American history. Ray wasn't some daredevil thrill-seeker. He was a Navy veteran, a father, a calm, seasoned fisherman. He'd been sailing these waters for over 40 years. His boat, the June Marie, was both his livelihood and his lifeline. Every October, he made one last solo run past the continental shelf, chasing late-season tuna before winter rolled in. October 5th, 2017 was no different, or so he thought. His son told him, "Dad, there's a storm forming. Don't push it." Ray just smiled, tossed a cooler into the boat, and replied, "I'll be back in 48 hours. You'll see." At 6:12 a.m., the June Marie slipped quietly out of Morehead City Harbor and into the Atlantic. It was the last time she was ever seen above water. By the second night, the wind changed. The air turned sharp. Ray tried to reach the Coast Guard. Static. He checked his position, over 100 miles offshore. What he didn't know was that Hurricane Michael had shifted further east, and faster than expected. He wasn't ahead of the storm anymore. He was inside it. Then came the engine failure. One shudder, then silence. The June Marie now drifted, powerless, in rising 30-foot swells. Ray stayed calm. He'd been in storms. He was trained for this. But nothing could prepare him for what came next. At 2:37 p.m., a wall of water appeared on the horizon. Black, towering, silent. It was a rogue wave. He grabbed the wheel, but it was too late. The June Marie lifted, twisted, flipped. Ray was hurled into the cabin wall. 2 ribs cracked. He was underwater, spinning, gasping. When he surfaced, the boat was upside down. Water was everywhere. His emergency radio? Dead. The antenna? Snapped. He activated his emergency beacon and tossed it into the sea, praying the signal would reach a satellite. He grabbed his ditch bag, life raft, flare gun, and the Navy dog tags his father had given him. The June Marie slipped beneath the ocean at 4:06 p.m. He climbed into the yellow raft, alone, bleeding, cold, floating in the middle of nowhere. Night fell like a hammer. The winds screamed. Waves slapped the raft like a drum. The cold drilled into his bones. He chewed half a granola bar, sipped 1 ounce of water, then huddled in silence, praying the beacon was working. By morning, the sky was endless gray. Not a single ship, not a single plane. Then, a shadow in the water. A fin, tiger shark. It circled slowly, silently, 3 times. Ray held the flare gun unmoving. He didn't shoot. He waited. The shark slipped beneath the raft and never came back. But the fear stayed. He was exhausted, freezing, burning with salt sores, his fingers swollen, lips split. Day 2 faded into night, then into hallucinations. He saw his wife, heard his son, thought he smelled coffee. He cried quietly, but no tears came. His body had no water left to give. Then, a sound. Distant, mechanical, deep. A C-130 Coast Guard plane sweeping the grid. The beacon had worked. He scrambled, pulled out his last flare. His hands shook. The first match snapped. He lit the second against his teeth. Red fire screamed into the sky. The plane banked. They saw him. A chopper was dispatched immediately. But time was running out. The storm was regrouping, dark clouds rolling fast, wind rising. As the helicopter approached, the waves grew taller. The diver dropped in, fought to reach the raft. Ray could barely hold on. The ocean kept trying to pull them apart. Finally, clip in, signal up. They rose into the sky as lightning struck the water just 200 yards away. If the flare had failed, if the diver had arrived 30 minutes later, Ray Walker would have been gone. He spent 5 days in the hospital. severely dehydrated, broken ribs, salt burns, hallucinations. He couldn't speak for 2 days, but when he did, his first words were, "The sea tried to take me, but I wasn't done living." Ray never went back to the ocean. He sold the rest of his equipment, moved inland, bought a cabin in the Carolina Hills. No more tuna runs, no more weather reports. Just trees, stillness, and a porch where he could watch the sky. He said, "The sea gave me back my life. I'm not wasting it." He didn't survive because he was lucky. He survived because he stayed calm, because he prepared, because even when his boat disappeared beneath the waves, he didn't let go. Survival isn't about strength. It's about endurance, focus, instinct. Ray didn't fight the storm. He respected it, and that's why he lived. So if you ever find yourself facing an endless horizon with no land in sight, remember Captain Ray Walker. And know this, the ocean doesn't want your boat. It wants your soul, but it only gets it if you give up. If this story moved you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to know. You don't beat the sea, you survive it. And sometimes one flare is all it takes to come home.